Wow, for chapter 2, had another unfortunate issue. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, it's probably best I'm not there. Now, starting chapter 3, to 21. If you've ever seen a couple get married, usually people tie cans and streamers and stuff to the card, decorate it, make it look fancy. On the bottom of page 21, nobody put anything on the seat of Logan's wagon to make it ride glorious on his way to the woods. We get a little bit of a sense of what this marriage is going to be like right away. They're married for a while, and then in the quiz, Janie goes to talk to Nanny because she's upset because she doesn't love her husband. And as she had that vision in her head of what marriage was, think back to Pear Tree and Incident under Pear Tree, that's kind of what she expects to be. On page 23, she says, she's treating me nice, he does all this nice stuff for me, he carries the water inside all the kitchen for me, and Nanny says, don't expect that to keep up. He ain't kissing your mouth when he's carrying on you like that. He's kissing your foot, and it ain't a man kiss foot long. Mouth kissing's on them equal, and that's natural. But when they got to bow down to love, they soon straightens up. Okay, so she said, he's not going to keep treating you like that forever. Okay, then she says, and Janie says, Nanny, I wants to want him sometimes. I don't want him to do all the wanting. And this is more of kind of Nanny's view of the world, and this is about property, and this is about all the stuff that's important to her. If you don't want him, you show out of. Here he is with the onlyest organ in town amongst colored folks in your parlor, got a house bought and paid for and 60 acres of land right on the big road. And, Lord have mercy, that's the prong us black women gets hung up on, this love. That's what's got us a-pulling and a-hauling and sweating and doing from can't see in the morning to can't see at night. That's how come the old folks say that being a fool don't kill nobody, it just makes you sweat. I bet you want some dressed-up dude that got to look at the sole of his shoe every time to cross the street to see whether he got enough leather there to make it across. You can buy and sell them such as them with what you got. In fact, you can buy them and give them away. A couple things I want you to remember. I want you to remember that image of Nanny saying, the dude you want wears fancy clothes, but if every time he tries to cross the street, he has to look at the bottom of his shoes because they might look nice, but there's nothing to them. Okay, they might fall apart before it gets across. And then it's kind of a weird, almost chilling type of thing of someone who grew up a slave to say, with the amount of money that you have from Logan, you can buy those people and you can sell them and you can give them away, which is fairly odd language. So then, going on, page 25, well, actually, a couple other things about Logan. His feet smell so bad that she doesn't even want to move in bed because it stirs up the wafting. His toenails are like mule feet. And she starts to cry, and then she waits on 25. She waited a bloom time and a green time and an orange time, which would be seasons. And Janie, who is very connected to nature, a la the pear tree, and once we start watching the movie, every time Janie has some type of revelation or big event, she's going to run through the woods and jump into some magically clear South Florida pond, float on her back, and someone will yell, Janie, what are you doing? And she'll say, I'm watching God. Remember that too when we watch it? At the bottom of 25, she knew that marriage did not make love. Janie's first dream was dead, so she became a woman, which is a sad way to think about growing up. She's not there for too long before Logan goes off to buy another mule. And on 27, Nye needs 2 mules this year. Taters is going to be taters in the fall, bringing big prices. I aims to run 2 plows, and this man I'm talking about got a mule all gendered up so that even a woman could handle him. First of all, this is exactly what Nanny didn't want. Janie's going to be out working the fields, and she's going to be plowing behind a mule, which is a symbol of women in the book. He leaves, and then Joe Starks comes. On 27, it was a citified, stylish-dressed man with a hat set at an angle that didn't belong in these parts. His coat was over his arm, but he didn't need it to represent his clothes. The shirt with the silk sleeve holders was dazzling enough for the world. Now, one of the weird things about this book is we move into our next time period starting next try of modernism. We get a weird narrator. And this is a narrator where sometimes it's omniscient narrator, kind of looking down, and sometimes narrator will kind of go into the head, and you get to hear what various characters are thinking. It's weird, and sometimes it seems a little disjointed, but it's an interesting narrative technique, like on page 28. So this is narrator talking, but now we get narrator moving into more dialect-y type writing. Joe Starks was the name. Yeah, Joe Starks from in and through Georgia. Been working for white folks all his life. Saved up some money, around $300. Yes, indeed, right here in his pocket. Kept hearing about them building a new state down here in Florida, and sort of wanted to come. You can see how that, and sorry, the other thing it says is he always wanted to be a big voice. Okay, now, Logan treats Janie badly. He's got some money, okay, but he doesn't abuse her. He doesn't beat her. He doesn't hit her. None of that stuff. Okay. Joe has more money. Charlie, do you want to come over here and say hi? This is my son Charlie. You say hi. He looks like a chipmunk too. Okay. Can you guys go over there and play a little bit while Dad finishes up? Well, but it's not going to really work if you do it with me. Can I just finish this up real quick, then we'll go play?
Get the gum.
Yeah, I'll go get the gum. Okay. Okay. Can you lift your foot up? Just give me 5 more minutes, guys.
Just a minute.
Yep. Can you guys go play in charge room just for a minute?
No, I'm not playing.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, Janie finally confronts Logan, and Logan says this. So Logan wants her to go do stuff, and Janie says, "You don't need my help out there, Logan. You're in your place, and I'm in mine." Logan says, "You ain't got no particular place. It's wherever I need you. Now get a move on it that quick." That's going to be a line that's going to be repeated by each husband, and we'll talk a little bit more about why that's significant. Finally, Janie leaves. Okay, Janie gets married to Joe, and this marriage, the last one had nothing set up on the seats, so we knew that was going to be bad. This one was better. Starting at chapter 5, on the train the next day, Joe didn't make many speeches with rhymes to her, but he bought out the best things the butcher had, like apples and a glass lantern full of candies. But mostly he talked about plans for the town when he got there. Okay, so Joe makes this much more fancy, but if you imagine the person you marry when you're going away from wedding ceremony, you're probably going to be talking about love, or your wedding, or what you're going to do. He's talking about his plans for the town. Okay, this is what is known as foreshadowing. When he gets there, there's nothing going on. Okay, when we watch the movie, this is a small little town in the woods, and you see a dude taking a bath in a barrel, which may sound lovely to some of you, but it doesn't indicate necessarily a big, thriving metropolis. They get there, and there's nothing going on, and then Joe Starks immediately starts to throw some money around and buy up some more land. So anyway, my kids are starting to get crazy, so I will leave you at this point, but I will see you on Thursday.